The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome to TV1 News. I'm Carol Kidu Jr.
And I'm Rex Litter. Join me later in the Bulletin for Sports.
In this edition, Secretary reveals exam paper was stolen, LO's rally to stop Compo agreement process, and Bati ready to fire against Cook Islands I2. Secretary for Education Dr. Uke Kombra has announced in a press conference this afternoon that a private school in Gorka Eastern Highlands Province was involved in the tampering of a grade 10 examination paper. Kombra said an investigation into this allegation revealed that the sealed exam paper had been cut open prior to the students sitting for the exam.
After reports circulated of leaked examination papers, the Department of Education, through a tough investigation, identified that the sealing on the grade 10 examination paper at the private school in Goroka, Eastern Highlands, was cut with a razor blade.
The examinations papers that we send out, they are covered with this very special cover here. That the red strip of tape you see here is very special. That means that when you open it up, it will show that it's been tampered with. Yeah, this one here. So when you open it, if somebody does it earlier, then it will say void, opened. So that one appears if you open this tape. So that's the way we secure our exam papers.
He said when papers from that school were brought back to Port Moresby, they found out that instead of having 10 papers in a pack, there were only 9 papers. He said this is the second time exam papers were stolen, painting a bad picture of the country's education system.
We regret that that has happened. Whilst the department has taken all precautions and we've engaged police and supervision systems, security systems, to make sure that the exams are secure.
He said further investigations were carried out and a suspect has been identified. The suspect is currently in police custody. Kombra said the school will face the full consequences of the law, even if that means having the school deregistered. Tracy Sipa, TV1 News.
Meanwhile, Dr. Kombra announced that the final payment of 196 million kina of the 2023 tuition fee-free school subsidy will be released to schools early next week. He said the government's commitment has been fulfilled and urged schools to use this funding wisely.
By this weekend or early next week, we will pay a total of 196 million kina. That is the final component of tuition fees and also parent support project fees that will be paid to all the schools in our education system. That will be the final payment for this year.
TV1 did an exclusive interview with the legendary Black Rose Band of Fiji, who returned to Papua New Guinea after 22 years for a one-night-only concert at the Lamana Gold Club this Saturday, October 21. Jim Ratusila, the lead vocalist and an original member of the band, could not contain his happiness and gratitude for the incredible opportunity. TV1 recently had an exclusive interview with the iconic Black Rose Band of Fiji as they made a triumphant return to Papua New Guinea after a 22-year hiatus. The band will grace the stage for a one-night-only concert at the renowned Lamana Gold Club on Saturday, October 21st. It will be a night to remember. Lead vocalist and original band member Jim Ratusila couldn't contain his happiness and gratitude for the incredible opportunity. During the interview, Jim introduced the current band members, highlighting the family-like bond that holds them together. The lineup includes percussionist Siri, keyboard player and backing vocalist TK, rhythm guitarist Mesa, drummer and vocalist Joe, and lead guitarist David Black. Ratusila took a trip down memory lane, thanking PNG for playing a pivotal role in the band's success. He reflected on their unique vision, which was to take Fijian music global by blending chants and dialects. Their music in year 2000 was way ahead of its time and was the result of dedication through prayer, fasting, and unwavering family support.
All of us, we grew up in the village, and my vision of forming Black Rose was to be the first band to take Fiji music globally with a brand of music that's unique, that's never probably hasn't been done before, with Fijian chants and dialects and stuff. We didn't know how we were going to go about it, but we prayed, we fasted, and I think it was through God's grace and the support of our families that we were able to get through this.
Siri shared his profound sense of belonging within the band, describing it as the icing on the cake of his musical journey.
The joining the band was nothing new, but the sense of belonging, since what the band produces and what the band gives is exactly the passion that I have. So coming to join the band is just like the icing to the cake.
The Black Rose Band expressed its heartfelt gratitude to Lamana Gold Club, Mangrove Studios, and Uncle E.T. of One Plus Entertainment for the unwavering support and assistance in making the concert a reality. The night is expected to be an extraordinary blend of nostalgia and music, bringing to life 2 decades of Black Rose's extraordinary musical journey. Fans and music enthusiasts alike will be treated to an unforgettable night that celebrates the band's enduring legacy. This afternoon, Acting Chief of Defense Commodore Philip Polewara addressed a number of concerns that have been making rounds on social media, sparking public debate and also creating doubt and mistrust among members of the PNGDF. One of the issues addressed was in regards to the alleged squandering of 15 million kina from the Defense's Commercial Support Program, commonly known as the CSP.
The account, it is the full amount is in the account.
Furthermore, Commodore Polewara appeals to the men and women of the PNG Defence Force to do the right thing.
Money is it's baseless and does not have any substance in it. Or your brand set and see whether that information that you have is true or it's false. We cannot mislead the public. We cannot mislead our men and women in the force, to go down the wrong path, and we disrepute this force, this city and our citizens. It's not a easy thing. So I appeal to all our members throughout the force, to do the right thing.
You're watching TVWAN News. When we return, Pogera landowners rally to stop the start of the compensation agreement process.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Harem talk young or roll the scale rice family meal with talk to bring out the smiles, cause it's a favorite by miles. Seni sigolo scale rice low scale price. Seni sigolo scale rice low scale price. But you like him? All Mama Flame is not all Sam.
Me say you seen flame flower long one him. Me say me Kim Kai belong family belong me. You go more yet.
Man belong me save like him flower balls belong me what them kawa war na spring onion. All pikinini belong me save like him to mas pineapple donut me save walk him lo house. Ne make kumu mix him what them cow na karamapim long flower.
Tasty hash browns.
Time is scaling one time wala pela kai. Me save kisi more kai long all get a toya mi tromoy one time flame flower.
You enough making more one time flame flower.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Ton, hino ton.
Nihimomo. If you can't stop thinking about the Hino range of trucks, then you better drive one today. Hino.
Ton.
Takarani with a precision kick. What a catch, what a put down. Masters, Stephen Masters with a kick through. It's been regathered, it's another try. Masters. There's Micah Seymour, and then back on the inside. Beautiful play, and William is in the score.
Hi, I'm Darren Robertson, an expat pom, chef and part owner of the Three Blue Ducks in the Sydney beachside suburb of Bronte. A few years ago, I started thinking about making a shift towards more sustainable cooking, but I've become fascinated with cooking over simple fire or hot coals. I just want to see how far I can push that theory and what these simple elements can help me create.
So welcome to my charcoal kitchen. Let's light the fires, stoke the coals and get cooking.
Welcome back. The new Porgera Limited's plans to reopen the Porgera mine before the end of the year may come up against a brick wall as landowners rally to stop the start of the compensation agreement process. The landowners of the 10 tenements within the lease for mining purpose area want the Community Development Agreement Forum to proceed before compensation agreements are reached. They want the CDA Forum, formerly known as the MOA process, to take precedence over compensation.
Following the granting of SML 13 last week to New Porgera Limited, Barrick CEO Mark Bristow made known his plans to reopen the mine at the earliest, and one final work remaining was the compensation agreement. The executives of the Porgera LMP Association in a media conference demanded that New Porgera Limited and Barrick put to hold any plans to conduct compensation agreements, instead proceed with the Community Development Agreement.
MOA should have gone earlier, before the compensation agreement. MOA is now changed to CDA, Community Development Agreement. 18 bla landowner group start here Mosby. Noka talk 7 you bla start him today. No notice, no notification. Am you wrong? Am illegal threat? So me bla like him, me bla hold him this back, or noka me bla less local court battle. Me bla no like talk about all this. People like him go smoothly in a finish.
He says the position has been presented at the Mining Development Forum and are still waiting on the government and NPL to respond to them. Association Secretary Frederick Ulita supported the call to have the CDA first before the compensation agreements.
As regulator of country, MRI, the state negotiating team almost finished the program, organizing this community development forum first. After that, we will negotiate long all benefits from Mibla, and beyond by Mibla carry on long compensation agreement. So all this program only put him last now. Something that come last long and all put him for pesa. All get a land on us all Mibla in one bell.
Mineral Resource Authority was contacted to explain the process of MOA and compensation agreements, but no response has been received yet at the time of running this report. Ruth Rungula, TV1 News.
Food was donated to the Eastern Highlands Provincial Health Authority recently to feed the sick in health facilities. The gesture from the Department of Agriculture and Livestock was part of their effort in marking World Food Day under the theme, Water is Life, Water is Food, Leave No One Behind. Corporate organization, SME groups, cooperative groups, individuals, and government departments also showcase what they produce in their respective organizations. Coffee Industry Corporations, the National Identification Registry, China Aid Junkao Technology, and Upland Rice Technical Project to PNG participated. A farmer group from Mount William in Simbu Province also attended the event in Gorka Town. Selected speakers from different organizations spoke about the importance of water and food, including Kawageteki, Dell's Highlands representative Ian Mopafi, a former director at Dell, thanked all who provided the food that will be delivered to the sick.
This food will go down to the hospital. You know what? But they must have talk, thank you, thank you, thank you. Whoever you contribute to the organizing committee, to organizing also Kaikaya, or on the Hausikia, all my Kaikana sick room by right, Thomas Clear Western.
The Chinese government has committed to participate in the downstream processing of fisheries and forest produce in PNG. An elated Prime Minister James Marape made this announcement after returning from China this morning. Apart from the bilateral discussions, Marape said the Chinese government picked up the conversation on downstream processing in a big way.
Prime Minister James Marape touched down at Jackson's airport at 9 o'clock this morning, accompanied by the Governor of Southern Highlands, William Powie, and welcomed home by a group of government ministers. He described his trip to China as a success and thanked the Chinese ambassador to PNG for preparing well this trip, ensuring that the Chinese president was well informed on PNG's needs. The meeting between the Prime Minister and Chinese president took off at ease, and Marape was happy that a new milestone was reached in the downstream processing space.
China came down to us at our level, at nation-to-nation conversations. They clearly understood our focus on commerce and trade. And that conversation became the biggest winner for us. President Xi Jinping indicated to us that 3 or 4 companies from China will be directed to especially participate in fisheries, forestry, agriculture, and other downstream processing our country seeks to move upon. And he affirmed to us that China remains a market for all of PNG producers.
He said in his tenure as Prime Minister, he has met different heads of governments at bilateral and trade talks, but none of them have ever committed to invest in this space. China was the first to make a 100% commitment to invest in downstream processing.
I want to announce to our country and report to the country that that level of commitment on downstream has never been given to me in all my other visits. And I make no reservation in stating this, that in the other visits that I've made, without naming names of the countries that I've visited, and the country knows very well my visit to all big countries in the last year or 2, China, as I came back from China, 100% direct commitment for partnering us in the downstream sector, downstream processing sector, especially in the fisheries, forestry, and agriculture sector was given.
China is PNG's second biggest trade partner, with the value of trade between these two nations now standing at 13 billion kina.
Marape said the purpose of this trip to China was more focused on economy, and he is happy to have achieved this. Other positive outcomes from this trip include the use of Chinese yen for direct trade between China and PNG, a lift on the ban on export of PNG coffee, direct flights from Port Moresby to the Guangdong province of China, and PNG's ascension to the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank as a member. Ruth Rungula, TV1 News.
Prime Minister James Marape also had talks with the Chinese government to use the Chinese yen as a currency of trade between PNG and China. China accepts PNG kina as a convertible currency, and the proposal to trade with China using yen is possible. Marape says this will greatly assist PNG free up US dollars to do trade with other countries. The central bank will work to make this proposal a reality.
It will make it easier for those who are trading with China, especially, and that path is carved out for traders who export to China and those who import also from China. So we're carving that path out. Central bank is going through the process, and at the very earliest, we'd like to make it happen. I think Australia has that arrangement in our region, so something similar we're looking at for those who trade with China. It makes it easier. Today, the kina convertibility against most currency, we face tough time. China has accepted that kina is a convertible currency. We can trade with kina. And it's a big acceptance on their part to accept kina as a convertible currency with them. And the congestion for US dollar happening today in market, we free up US dollar for other transactions. If those who trade with China can trade in renminbi, then it clears up a big burden off our shoulders. So we're looking into this, but we'll allow central bank to process this in its own time and process.
And now the finance news. The kina closed lower at 0.2695 US dollars in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying 0.2620 US dollars, 0.4119 Australian dollars, 0.2402 euro, and 38.93 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, coffee, cocoa, and copper closed higher. The rest closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. TV1 News continues after the break with regional news.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magical cuddle, get up and big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Hey, you want to talk? Want to win one of 4 Costa buses? Simply collect 6 SP Lager Red promo caps and enter the draw at a participating store near you. There are heaps of other great prizes to win too, like SP Hunters jerseys and other awesome SP Lager gifts. So enter the draw today for a chance to win. There's a bus to be won in Islands, Southern, Momase, and in New Guinea Islands. SP Lager, Bungim Yumi!
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Hennow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
Celebrations all round. What's the grubber kick through? There's Wiki. Wiki's in. Wiki scores.
It takes a lot to be a rodeo kid.
Some people let nerves get to them, some people don't.
She don't take losing very well.
It does make a mama nervous.
It's gonna happen. You just don't know when or how bad it's gonna be.
It's good in the rodeo industry to have a very short memory.
Kid Rodeo, a brand new series coming soon on Outdoor.
Welcome back. The deadly blast at the Al Ali hospital in Gaza has stoked further protests by pro-Palestinian groups abroad. Hundreds held a vigil outside the Prime Minister's residence in London.
A peaceful but passionate crowd gathered here outside Downing Street in London to hold a vigil and prayer session for the hundreds of Palestinians believed to have been killed in the hospital blast. Downing Street is the official residence of the British Prime Minister, and protesters say they want to send a clear message to the UK government.
And I have to put my voice out to say I don't support my government's, constant support of Israel. I don't support financing a genocide of people. I think people in 100 years, their grandkids will look back and deny that they were silent. And I don't want my grandkids to lie about my silence and complicity in this.
We need to provide a solution that actually protects Gaza and protects Israel at the same time as well, Like, there needs to be a solution which isn't the brutal attack that's happening with Palestinians right now.
Earlier today, a pro-Palestine action group stormed a drone factory in Leicester, setting off flares and smashing glass. More than 40 MPs have urged the British Prime Minister to call for a ceasefire to protect civilians in Israel and Gaza. But Rishi Sunak has maintained his position that Israel has a right to defend itself. And in a statement, his office said now is not the time for a ceasefire, as Israel is working to recover hostages. Our British media outlets have reported that Rishi Sunak is expected to visit Israel later this week. However, details of the trip have not been confirmed. Police patrols in London have been increased since the Hamas terrorist attack on Israel earlier this month. Further protests are expected this weekend.
A pro-Palestinian gathering has been given approval from police to assemble in Sydney's CBD tomorrow, despite the New South Wales Premier's concerns about the nature of the event.
Police granted approval to the protest this afternoon, saying demonstrators for pro-Palestinian cause can come together and demonstrate all the way from Sydney Town Hall, marching towards Belmore Park near Central Station in the city's CBD. There'll also be a range of other events across Sydney, including one at the weekend in Sydney Southwest in Bankstown. Police said they had high hopes with the cooperation of the organisers of the event that it would be a peaceful one.
Our role as police is to ensure public safety, and that's what we will always work towards. We greatly respect the right of people to be able to voice their opinions, and public assembly is something that is lawful, but it is something that we ask that people do peacefully and within the law.
Police have warned, though, that there'll be no tolerance of any hate speech from anyone attending the event, and are deploying 850 officers to control the crowd and ensure the safety of everyone in attendance.
We expect good behaviour from those participants, but if there's anyone that thinks that they can join in that protest and cause trouble, police will be there to arrest those that break the law.
Earlier in the week, Premier Chris Minns had raised concerns that this would be a moving event rather than a static one that took place last Sunday, where about 6,000 people were in attendance. There's an ongoing police investigation into the behaviour of protesters at several events that have already taken place. It's seen 11 people face a total of 22 charges, with more expected to be laid.
Julia Gillard's former partner Tim Matheson has avoided a jail sentence despite sexually assaulting a sleeping woman in her apartment. The court was told Matheson initially laughed and denied doing anything wrong, but now admits his guilt.
Leaving court in disgrace. Once dubbed Australia's first bloke, Tim Matheson is now a convicted sex offender.
Do you have anything to say to that woman?
Tim, you violated
what you did?
Today, a magistrate spared him jail time for sexually assaulting a sleeping woman last year. The 66-year-old ducked into a pub to avoid the cameras. The Melbourne Magistrates Court was told Matheson and the woman had lunch at her Brunswick apartment. She fell asleep and woke to find Matheson sucking her nipple and grabbing her breast. He laughed when she told him to stop before he was kicked out of the apartment. Sorry, that won't happen again, Matheson told the victim, but later told police he did nothing wrong. Matheson now admits he assaulted the woman. The court was told the pair struck up a friendship during lockdown and she felt betrayed by what he'd done. I was in a state of confusion, anger and felt completely disrespected, she said. Matheson was previously in the national spotlight as the partner of former PM Julia Gillard. The pair's relationship ended about 2 years before Matheson assaulted the other woman. Magistrate Belinda Franick told Matheson his offending was a serious example of sexual assault, but said his history of charitable work and clean criminal record were important factors in lowering his sentence. It's well understood that taking advantage of a sleeping victim is an aggravating and highly culpable act. The magistrate recorded a conviction and fined Matheson $7,000, but the blow to his reputation is one he's unlikely to recover from.
Tasmania's rugged west is being recognised for its vibrant arts community as the Unconformity Festival makes its long-awaited return.
A rugged landscape with a strong industrial past, inspiring something beautiful. This soundscape, recorded within Mount Lyell Mine, is just one offering from the long-awaited return of the Unconformity Festival.
It feels like the whole town has been preparing for years, in a way. To be on the cusp of presenting the festival, given what it does for the West Coast, feels really gratifying.
From light projections on the remnants of a historic hotel to a kayak orchestra, everything on show is inspired by the region's wild environment and strong mining history.
I think having a festival that respects that and perpetuates it through showing Queenstown through the eyes of artists is a really special drawcard.
The Contemporary Arts Festival has faced a few bumpy years due to the pandemic, but with final touches complete, locals are ready for an influx of visitors.
We're all really thrilled that it's going ahead this year. There's a palpable energy about it.
The festival will wrap up on Sunday, right here on Queenstown's iconic gravel oval. The West will take on the rest for the Unconformity Cup. The footy showdown set to be a crowd pleaser. No questions in some minds as to who will walk away victorious.
The West always wins.
A good diet is essential for a healthy lifestyle, but 1 in 4 Australians see nutritious food as a luxury they can't always afford. In this cost of living crisis, the number of families experiencing food insecurity is growing.
Sarah Walker is doing her best to eat healthy.
Sweet potato chips.
But in this cost of living crisis, it's not easy.
We rarely eat meat, and fruit and vegetables is very dependent on what we get from food relief.
Last year, the 51-year-old mother was diagnosed with malnutrition. She didn't have enough money to pay her bills, so was trying to save money by eating cheap, processed food and skipping meals so her family had enough to eat.
I think what food insecurity means is poor nutrition. Nutritious food costs more than crap food does. It's a lot cheaper to buy 2-minute noodles than it is to buy fruit and veg.
Sarah is just one of millions of Australians suffering from food insecurity.
We think that 1 in 4 families are suffering from food insecurity in Australia.
Data from the Australian Bureau of Statistics shows the cost of food has been rising faster than almost every other part of the household budget, increasing by almost 8% in the past year. And that rise is having a significant impact. A recent survey found 1 in 10 pregnant women is going hungry. A separate study found 1 in 2 households with children couldn't afford all the food they need. Researchers have to rely on this patchwork of private studies because, unlike other governments, Australia doesn't regularly collect data on household food security.
This is definitely a hidden problem in Australia. If you don't measure it, you can't mend it.
The most recent food security data from the ABS is more than a decade old.
In the US, for example, they monitor food insecurity every year. In Canada, it's every second year.
Dietitians say national leadership is needed so all Australians can get the food they need.
So at the moment we don't have a national nutrition policy. The policy that we do have is 30 years old.
If we had a national food and nutrition policy, what we could do is actually link up food systems with health systems.
The Department of Health says the National Food and Nutrition Policy, which was published in 1992, is currently being updated and should be completed next year. It also says it's working on a policy document to address food security in priority populations by 2030. Sarah says change needs to come much sooner.
People in this country are starving. Do you want to put that one in there?
Sarah started her own charity to feed families in her area, but says grassroots organisations won't solve the problem.
We shouldn't be having third world conditions in a country that's as rich as Australia.
A plea for help to tackle a severe problem.
And that ends the news segment. Over to you, Rex.
Thanks, Carol. When we come back, NCD Boxing prepares for PNG Games, and All Royals Grand Final this weekend, and Bati ready to take on I2 in Pacific Championship Rugby League.
And produces a skipper's try. What a game this man has had. What a way to seal it.
Perez, Sainz himself says he's got down.
And Lachlan Lamb. It's amazing.
Subscribe to a postpaid 40-channel 10-day TV plan for only 85 kina. You will also get an access to a DTV premium plan for free.
Great news! The Digicel TV app now has radio. That's right, your favorite radio stations are on the Digicel TV app, providing you with even more entertainment, plus free streaming of all your favorite radio stations. And you don't need headphones to listen. The Digicel TV app gives you the ultimate entertainment experience on the go, with more drama, more sports, more exciting movies, and now more radio to stream your favorite programs from wherever you are in PNG for free. So what are you waiting for? Download the Digicel TV app today for the ultimate entertainment experience.
St. John Ambulance, how can we help you?
Calls like these are a part of our day-to-day routine at St. John Ambulance.
Box base, this is Alpha 130. We cannot locate the patient or the house.
Our crew is unable to locate you. Ma'am, I would like to send you a text which has a link that can help us find you.
Introducing the GoodSim application. When you click on the link, you give us permission to log into your location and get to you in time.
Confirmed box base. Alpha 130 has arrived on scene.
Never miss a moment. Instant breaking and local news delivered direct to you. Read anytime from anywhere. Download the Loop PNG News app today. Available now on Google Play Store and the App Store.
Samoa have scored. Crowded inside. Faloga, yeah, chip over the top. This is a moment, folks. A star is born. Danny Kerr, untouched. Adams has got space in front of him, and he will score for South Africa. South Africa power on to the semi-final.
universe, this is WWE superstar Shayna Baszler, the Queen of Spades. I'm here to set it all on fire. Watch WWE on Digicel TV.
PNG couples head coach Harrison Kamake said the team's next focus now is the Pacific Games, which is only 3 weeks away. After coming back from the Melanesian Spearhead Group Prime Minister's Cup in New Caledonia, the country's national football team will go through post-match to reassess their injury front before they regroup for the Pacific Games. This will include rehab and recovery.
We've seen a lot of things impact with the team in the recent past and the recent domestic games. So there's a lot to work on, in terms of having a competitive team going into the Pacific Games. So again, we just have to work on what we must work on. Of course, there are a couple of injuries that we sustained from the domestic games, but those are not major. As long as these players rehab the way that they're supposed to be, they should be up again into the team.
While all the attention is on the preparations towards Pacific Games, the nation's capital is taking its time in preparing for the long-awaited PNG Games, set to be staged in Port Moresby this December. PNG athletes have more sporting challenges to look forward to after Solomon Islands. The National Capital District Boxing Tournament Director Junior Raka said NCD Boxing has already picked fighters who will represent the capital city at the PNG Games this December. The stage is now set to have lead-up fights starting this weekend at Porebada. Fighters will measure themselves, then in order to improve where they need to. This first lead-up fight will be hosted by White Sand Boxing Club of Porebada. Other boxing clubs are expected to host the event as the program goes. Junior Raka said all NCD clubs will be attending. The event will be managed by NCD Amateur Boxing Association. Youth boxers are also expected to participate. The NCD boxing team has been one of the best in the national events, producing some big-name fighters in PNG. It continues to push young fighters representing the province to be the best they can in the ring. Rex Litter, TVWAN Sports. Its all-out Concert Royals Grand Final in Morobe Rugby Union and in season 2023. For the first time in over a decade, Royals have booked the 2023 Grand Final this Saturday in all divisions of Premier Men and Women and A-grade divisions.
Morobe Rugby Union President Lionel Kamiak, in congratulating Royals Rugby Union Club for the all-out stint, said this is history in the making for the club in Morobe Rugby. For the first time in over a decade, Royals have booked the 2023 Grand Final this Saturday in all divisions from Premier Men, Women and the A-grade divisions. Kamiak said it would be added bonus for Royals for a clean sweep, but will never be an easy take from rivals who will be just as determined to spoil the clean sweep. Kamiak heaped praises to ESS City Lights for securing the Premiership Men Grand Final 2 weekends prior and shows their dominance to retain back-to-back title in Morobe Rugby. Kamiak said City Lights' resurgence in the second city's rugby union is promising of hard work and perseverance to do more than just being better. The City Lights have the upper hand as outright leaders of the competition and favourites, matching up to all-out grand final feast against the Royals come game day. Kamiak said Royals have been the dominant force to face off with Honeybrooks Harlequins in the women's division throughout the season, but will need more than just an all-out grand final appearance to upset Harlequins women. He added the A-grade men grand final will be a test of resilience for Royals up against division leaders, the East Taraka Vikings. Kamiak said Royals will surely bring the house down from the sideline, but the Vikings can never be matched up with when in the field of play. The grand final kicks off at 12:30 p.m. with the women's and followed by the men A-grade, then the Premier Men after at the Scrum Oval in Lae. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Fiji Bati are heavy favourites heading into Sunday's game against Cook Islands at the Santos National Football Stadium. However, they will do so without their big-name players Viliame Kikau and Api Koroisau. Viliame Kikau and Api Koroisau will not be joining the Fiji Bati in their match against Cook Island this Sunday. They are very important players and their absence will prove critical for the side. However, Bati's hooker Penny Tagituimua is confident the team will do well.
It is a big loss, knowing Api Korisau, Bill Kekau with all those players, but still feel the same. It's good because it's a good feeling actually, knowing that some of these young blokes are coming in, especially for the long run. Like I was saying, it's all about developing the young blokes for the next World Cup.
Tagituimua, who has been part of the Fiji Bati team for the number of years, including last year's Rugby League World Cup in England, said the team has been gelling well in camp. New members like Zirambula has been great so far, with a little help from the experienced players. Compared to Cook Island and PNG, Bati has filled in the team with NRL experienced players across the park in the likes of Captain Tui Kamikamika, Maika Sivo, Waka Black, Makaele Ravalawa and Panthers Premiership winning winger Sunia Turuva. Sunday's match at the Santos National Football Stadium in Port Moresby will be an entertaining showdown. Fiji will be looking to stamp its claim as a heavyweight in the championship campaign, while Cookies, on the other hand, will be up to make amends for their loss against PNG LNG Kumuls. Rex Lita, TV1 Sports. Fiji debutant Gordon Whippy will live out a childhood dream when he takes the field in Port Moresby this Sunday alongside the likes of Bati Stars, Maika Sivo and Tui Kamikamika. Whippy made headlines back in 2020 when a video was posted of the then Raiders jersey flag player putting his teammates to shame in the viral gym challenge, the Tohama Barbell Challenge. Since then, the Fijian forward has spent time in the Rabbitoh's development system and most recently featured at prop for the Ipswich Jets in the Hostplast Cup.
A naturally gifted athlete, having previously represented Fiji both in swimming and athletics, Gordon Whippy said he will be filled with emotions when he dons the blue of Fiji Bati for the first time on Sunday.
You know, watching them as a kid, you know, it was always a dream for mine, like I said before, and, you know, I've always wanted to go in that path, so footy for me all the way from, you know, Fiji, you know, that's just the dream, and, you know, worked really hard and to get here, and yeah.
4 years later, the athletics forward is set to live his childhood dream after being named to start in the front row alongside the likes of Maika Siva and Tui Kamikamita.
It puts me in awe every time I think of it, just to think that I'm actually running out with these boys. You know, I know for sure, you know, I get really nervous standing next to them in the tunnel, and yeah, I'm just really excited. Yeah, great opportunity for me. I think for me is just put in my best qualities forward. You know, I bring my own qualities to my own game, so probably just, you know, run hard, tackle hard, and that's pretty much just it going into this game for me.
Having scored 5 tries, made 35 tackle breaks, and averaged 89 rounds meters in 15 matches for Ipswich this year, Whippy hopes to bring his own game to the Batis while also linking up with the likes of West Tigers star Jareem Bulla in attack. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
With a host of returning World Cup stars plus New Zealand representatives, the Cook Islands Moana are eager to face off with an equally strong PNG Orchids outfit in Week 2 of the Pacific Championships this Sunday at the Santos National Football Stadium. Orchids would be looking to avenge their heavy loss to the Gilarus in the PM Statin clash last month.
Moana young gun Chente Kiriaratu will return to the international stage, a household name after leading a breakout season in the Gold Coast, and is said to be reunited alongside Shark star Kiana Takairangi and Raiders powerhouse prop Kerehitina Matua. With the 5 players named to make their Moana debut, the Cook Islands are set to unveil plenty of fresh faces and new talent as they look to make a statement on the international stage after missing last year's World Cup finals.
I don't think we put too much expectations on individuals. I think we've just got to work as a team and gel as a team as much as we can, and then hopefully we get the result. Because if you have too much expectations on that one person, then they seem to, fold under pressure sometimes. So we don't want that happening to anybody or putting that pressure on someone.
Meanwhile, the return of captain Elsie Albert from injury provides a huge boost for Ben Jeffrey's side, with the Parramatta forward leading a starting pack that includes Cowboys NRLW players Eze Banu and Jessica Reeves. Versatile raider Ua Ravu will play in the halves alongside the experienced Sarah Koroi. After both playing in the centres against the Australian PM's 13 last month, Sheila Long and Belinda Gwasamun have retained their spots, with Freda Waula moving to the wing to make way for Latonia Norrish at fullback.
Like all months, just no lamb stuff, but then LCL wet stuff. Nah, just presence stuff around among the team, and it's just inspiring. What a girls like, I look up to them. One and to talk, pay attention, respect, that kind of stuff. So she's a really good inspiration and role model.
The Orchids will be hoping to avenge last month's heavy defeat to the Jillaroos in the PM's 13 and celebrate a win in front of arguably the most passionate fans in the Pacific Championships. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Ahead of playing on New Zealand soil for the first time in 4 years, Toa Samoa sees no reason why their support at Eden Park this Saturday can't match that generated by Mate Ma'atonga in recent years. The New Zealand-Samoa clash headlines a double-header preceded by the women's test between Kiwi fans and Mate Ma'atonga to kick off week 2 of the Pacific Championships.
With Tonga's men's side currently touring the UK, it's expected that large numbers of the Tongan community in Auckland will turn out on Saturday to get their fix on the international footy, although someone prop Spencer Laniu doubts his man will get much love from their island neighbours in the crowd. New Zealand players and coaching staff had the opportunity to sit back and watch their Pacific opponents go at it last weekend and can expect to see plenty of improvement from the Samoans, who will have benefited from the run against Australia. The Kiwis, on the other hand, might have a bit of rust around their combinations, particularly with each member of their spine being from a different club side. Still, New Zealand have an impressive lineup with a fear-inducing front rower rotation: James Fisher-Harris, Moses Leota, Nelson Asofa Solomona, and a backline blistering with speed, talent, and the halves pairing combining experience and youthful spark. Toa Samoa coach Ben Gardner said his side had an opportunity to make the country into an unofficial home base after attracting a crowd of close to 4,000 for a fan day in Auckland last week. Week 2 of the Pacific Championships for the Women Challenge will see Kiwi fans play Mate Ma'atonga. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
That's all we have in sports. Carol.
Thank you, Rex. Weather for the main centres for the next 24 hours. Southern scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain drizzles. Port Moresby partly cloudy, few evening showers and drizzles, and inland thunderstorms. Momase isolated showers and thunderstorms scattered over West Sepik Province. Lae City few showers and possible thunderstorms, then cloudy. New Guinea Islands scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain. Brief showers and partly cloudy. Highlands, isolated showers and thunderstorms with areas of rain drizzles, partly cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast for the next 24 hours. Coral Sea sees moderate with southeast winds of 15 to 20 knots with gusts. Solomon Sea sees slight to moderate with southwest to southwest winds of 10 to 20 knots. Coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru, to Kiwai Islands, to Kerma, to Yule Island, to Hood Point, to Samarai Islands. Seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. And that ends another edition of TV1 News. Thanks for your company. Bye for now.
TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.